Thank you for coming to Boost Your Marketing with Faux Holidays and Special Events. We are a panel, but we're not going to be moderated, so all three of us will be seated during this. I'm Tricia Meyer, the owner of Sunshine Rewards and Executive Director of the Florence Marketing Association.
I'm Nathan Smith, also known as Coffee Nate, and I have a coffee blog, obviously coffeenate.com, and run a marketing agency.
I'm Joe Souza, and I work with the affiliate program at fanatics.com. I have a couple other small sites on the side.
We will jump right in because we have a lot to show you today. We have a lot of examples in particular. So feel free to take pictures of anything that we have up there. The slides are also all published, so we've tweeted those out this morning too. So if you want to follow along yourself or just want to have those to refer back to.
Yeah. Just to give you a quick run through of the agenda and what we want to cover today, we're going to give some examples like National Dog Day. It's a day, it got a ton of social media exposure, a ton of people sharing, a ton of people talking about their dogs, from celebrities to just the guy down the street. We're going to talk about what exactly are faux holidays, what do we mean when we say that. We're going to talk about how to find them and track them, just different places to find calendars of them, different ways to use hashtags to find them, things like that. We're going to talk about using fake holidays to spur your content ideas. If you wake up in the morning and don't know what to write on your blog or something, there's ways to take these days and turn them into content, turn them into social media, turn them into exposure for your brand. We're also going to talk about how to start your own day, start your own fake holiday. There's been some great examples we're going to show, and we're going to talk about how to monetize and track all of these, because if you don't make money with it, it's kind of a waste of your time.
So just out of curiosity, how many of you are already using faux holidays in some way as part of your marketing efforts? Okay, about half. All right, so we'll have some new things hopefully for all of you, and then for everybody else we'll have a whole lot of stuff. And the way that the three of us kind of came together on this panel, we had talked a little bit about maybe doing a panel together at some point, and we all started talking on National Dog Day. How many of you saw National Dog Day anywhere on Facebook or Twitter trending anywhere this year? It was huge. We started first seeing, we saw that it was trending on Twitter, obviously, and then we started seeing some of the different sports teams using it. You can see there, they were using it in different ways. But then it was even bigger than that. You can see it was being used on the campaign trail during the primary, that even Marco Rubio was using this National Dog Day. In the middle, a friend of mine, Andrew Carden, who's a blogger, he was using it to talk about Netflix and National Dog Day because he's part of the Netflix branding team or whatever that's called. The one on the far right is an email that I received from a list that I'm on, that they were sending out an email tying in entering a book about dogs. And National Dog Day was really just started by a woman who actually started National Puppy Day, National Mutt Day, National Cat Day, all these different animal days really for no reason. She just started them herself, and it just so happens that National Dog Day was the one that took off. So it's not tied into any particular brand, or it wasn't started to be some kind of viral thing, it just took off. So there were some really fun examples that we were seeing on National Dog Day this year, and it kind of makes you think, how can you work those into your marketing efforts?
Yeah, when we say fake holidays and special events, it covers a wide range of days. There's a number of different calendars out there that are quote-unquote official days, and we'll show you where to find some of those. Pretty much every day there's a food or drink day of some sort, and it's not just National Cheeseburger Day. There's National Hamburger Day, National Cheeseburger Day, National Bacon Burger Day, National Double Cheeseburger Day. So they've taken even just one little fake holiday.
That's what happened to me.
You celebrated too much.
I celebrate.
But it expands it into 6 or 7 different days after a while. And how specific some of these days are gets pretty ridiculous. I got a couple good examples to talk about in a bit. There's also shopping days, obviously Black Friday, Cyber Monday, days like that. Prime Day is another huge one that, once again, that's something that Amazon invented, and it's one of their biggest sales days of the year. There's Charitable Days, days where people give to breast cancer research or another disease or something like that. And also there's sporting events. Those have turned into pretty much holidays, things like the Super Bowl, things like World Series. Those get tons of exposure, tons of people watching them, and it's a great way to, if you have even a site that's not related to sports, if you can somehow tie your content in to some of these days, some of these events, it gives you another way to market it, another way to push, another audience you can reach that maybe have a site about knitting, and it's coming up to the Super Bowl. Hey, here's how I knit a hat in my team's color to wear on Super Bowl day. So there's ways to take all these different events and tie in whatever content you have to them. For your interest, today is National Without a Scalpel Day. I got some great examples to talk about that one later. But basically, interventional
You could
radiology.
really hit a home run with that.
The first angioplasty ever was performed in 1964 on this day. There's National Fig Newton Day, Prohibition Remembrance Day, which after last night we might want to think about celebrating that one. But tomorrow is National Ditch Your New Year's Resolution Day, so we can get back to having
Finally.
fun.
I think that was 2 days ago when I landed here.
Food Day is obviously pretty obvious. Like he just mentioned, the National Fig Newton Day. There is a food day every single day. We'll talk a little bit later about different places that you can find these. But National Chocolate Day is one that I promote because I tend to have a lot of female niches. Also in my wine club collaboration, obviously chocolate and wine. So anything that is related to chocolate in any way, that's some kind of National White Chocolate Day, Dark Chocolate Day, whatever, I manage to promote. But you can see this one. This company really had nothing to do with chocolate whatsoever. It was a bank who was using National Chocolate Day to say that it was talking about the amount of money that you could save by buying chocolate on sale. So it really had absolutely nothing to do with it, and yet I still saw this in my stream because I was looking at National Chocolate Day. So sometimes it seems like it's a real stretch, and it depends how far you want to take the holidays to see how you can tie them into your brand.
Ooh, it's my sandwich face. This is a promotion that Subway did for National Sandwich Day. And what made this so successful was not only was it covered various networks, had a great Snapchat lens. It didn't even say Subway on it, but you knew it was Subway, right? It's National Sandwich Day. You know that wrapper's Subway. It's all rolled up. It doesn't matter. It's well branded. What made it even more successful was, okay, it was fun, it was relevant to their brand, but also tied in a cause that coincides with their branding. So National Sandwich Day and Feed America. So the picture, the screenshot from Twitter is from my house, so it's Subway Canada. In the US, it was Feed America. And in Canada, it was Food Banks Canada, so it's a charity that supports food banks across the country. So they made it relevant locally, and they tied it in with a cause, which disarms consumers and gives people more of a reason to buy in, because we're all cynical, right? There's promotion everywhere, there's marketing everywhere. You know, if I get involved in this, I take a picture of my face in this, am I promoting this company or whatever? Everybody can get behind feeding people, so that worked.
There's even companies that are starting to trademark their own days. If you recognize this page, it's a trademark search page. Lynx Grills trademark National Ribeye Day. So they have, I'm sitting close to a lawyer, so I don't want to say too much about trademarks. But they have trademarks to promote grills and promote outdoor kitchen equipment and all their equipment. But they picked a day and they trademarked it. And probably going to be seeing more and more of that, like obviously National Fig Newton Day. If Nabisco wanted to jump on that, they could trademark that. But
National Drinking Days, those are some of my favorite just because they're fun and they're easy to promote. People love sharing those things. You can see over on the left that National Vodka Day was trending, and there were actually a lot of other important things going on that day, but National Vodka Day was one of the things that was trending. I don't know if that was just for me because Facebook knows the kind of things that I like and like to click on, or if that was trending for everyone. And then that nationalmargaritaday.com was just an image that was being shared on Facebook. You can see it was a really simple image to make, that they just took some stock photos and they made that, but it had been shared a lot. Because when people see things like that, they just automatically click because it's fun. That in particular is not branded to any particular company, so people feel like they're sharing it and they're not promoting a specific brand. And then people love tagging their friends in things like that too, because then it becomes a, tag your friend, oh, we should go get margaritas tonight, or too bad this isn't Friday, things like that. So I'm sure you've seen a lot of things like that.
there's also shopping days like we all know, especially around the holiday season. You got Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Free Shipping Day, Green Monday. There's like, I think, a last minute shopping day a couple days before Christmas if you want to, for the people that procrastinate. But Singles Day, it's a holiday in China. It did $17.7 billion in sales on that one day. Black Friday, Cyber Monday combined are $5.8 billion. So it almost triples what we do here. It's a huge market, a huge shopping day that it's only going to become more and more prevalent in the U.S. Not many people know about it now. It's on November 11th, and it's kind of like an anti-Valentine's Day for single people to buy themselves something and to buy stuff for other single people. So it's an interesting marketing holiday. Alibaba started it. But there's going to be more and more shopping days like that. Like I said, Prime Day, Amazon started that in the middle of summer because that's one of their slowest times. Hey, let's boost everything and generate sales there from this holiday. And I think we're going to be seeing more and more companies making their own fake holiday shopping days to help boost their sales.
Well, then you see competitors jumping in. So you have Amazon Prime Day, and then Walmart has their special offers on the same day. So they'll try to cut into that.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing.
You're awesome.
All right.
Oh, hey. Charitable Days. So Giving Tuesday is the Tuesday following Thanksgiving. So right after Black Friday and Cyber Monday have gone on. These were both trending on Facebook and Twitter, and it's a social media movement to bring awareness to, giving instead of buying for yourself or, someone in your household or whatever. So brands did an excellent job of marketing this as, a way to give back. And they tied in, through email. That's an email from Walgreens there. You could purchase things on behalf of other families, and they give them away to people in need or whatever. So it's a good way to, to be promotional of your brand, but also supporting charities. And affiliates can do like a roundup post with merchants in their niche that have, that jump on the Giving Tuesday thing. So if you're doing a, I don't know if it's so.
So I know that we have some affiliate managers and OPMs in the room. This is actually one where the affiliate manager put together the email to encourage their affiliates to promote the merchant on that day and explained a little bit why. So it's not something a day that the merchant themselves came up with, but it was well planned because this was sent out so that the affiliates knew in time how they could promote it, and they already had the links available for the affiliates.
In sporting events, it's right up my alley. You get hundreds of millions of people watching events like the Super Bowl. Game 7 of the World Series, incredible audiences there. And for each of these events, there's what we, at Fanatics, we say they're hot markets. They're products that are released just for that event. As soon as Clemson wins the championship, product goes up, people can shop. And those are all great attention getters for audiences. It drives demand. These fans are passionate. They want to buy their team's gear. So there's championships, there's product launches, a team changes logos, like the Chargers moving to LA. That's a whole new crop of fans that are going to be looking to buy gear. And also Charger fans looking to burn their gear, so you can sell them lighter fluid. There's even kind of fan holidays like MLB opening day or pitchers and catchers reporting. People enjoy those days. They enjoy when their team's finally back on the field, go buy a new jersey. There's tons of marketing opportunities around all these events. Even like in the corner there, Drew Brees, he hit 65,000 yards. If you have a site, like a New Orleans site for moms, their kids idolize Drew Brees. When their idol hits 65,000 yards, they're going to want to buy something. They're going to want a product to commemorate that. So there's ways to jump on all these different events to drive interest, to drive content on your site. And it goes beyond just even sporting events. You can even think of things like movie releases. When the new Spider-Man movie comes out. Leading up to that, there's months and months of marketing going around that. There's new toys coming out, t-shirts, clothing, lunch boxes, anything you can think of with the Spider-Man logo is going to be available. That's a special event that you can market around. When award show season hit, when the Academy Awards hit, that brings interest to movies that have been out for 6 months. You can take that reuse content you've already had, push it again and market it.
Right, so how do you find all of these days? We've given you a few different examples up there, trackmaven.com, nationaldaycalendar.com, thenibble.com, checkiday.com. Those are the first thing you want to do is to bookmark all of those because you'll want to go there first because you can always go in advance. The next, the create your own calendar, obviously that's one that if you know that you have a niche and you're pulling these together, so you're spending a lot of time in advance going through all of those first links to build your own calendar. When you have that calendar, you have two benefits. One, you have it set in place so that you now don't have to keep going in every day and looking for things. Two, then you become a resource, so you can end up getting a lot of backlinks and a lot of traffic to your site because you have that niche calendar. In addition to all of the advanced planning, going through those different calendars and finding things in advance, you'll want to do some hashtag tracking. And the three of us talking about it, I just assumed that they probably use something fancier than I do. I just watch Facebook and I watch Twitter and I watch to see what's trending, and I figured they probably use something, and it turns out they do the exact same thing I do. So it doesn't mean that you have to pay for another service or install another app or anything like that. It really is just simply going into Twitter and Facebook every morning and taking a look at which hashtags you're tracking. And if you see one that looks like it's getting a lot of attention, digging a little bit deeper and seeing how you can use it.
Twitter has repeat ones that are weekly things. So like Monday motivation, Tuesday travel Tuesday, Wednesday thoughts, Thursday thoughts, fallback Fridays, those sort of things. Fun fact Friday. You can make that a series on your site or even just your social media profiles, and have something that ties in that hashtag that's popular, so it pulls in a new audience for you.
The thing I like most about a lot of these holidays is instant content ideas for your sites. Like I said, there's over 1,200 days a year. There's always going to be a day going on that you can talk about and somehow tie it to whatever your blog or whatever your website is about. I kind of see it, there's two kinds of different content. You can work around these. There's preparatory and reactionary. If the day's coming up in a week or so, like I give an example of Taco Day, you could start writing about your favorite taco recipes and here's the history of tacos and debating soft or crisp tacos, or if Jack in the Box tacos are actually real tacos. I mean, there's all sorts of things you can talk about for a taco. That's preparing. That's getting ahead of the game. You can start putting those a week out. Taco Day's coming next Tuesday. Here's the recipe. So give people time to shop, or here is the best pan I've found for deep frying taco shells. There's an affiliate link right there you can throw in. If you just happen to wake up and notice it's National Taco Day, you can create a funny meme, create a picture, create a list of 10 ways to get your kids to eat their tacos, and make it more of a funny thing. That's kind of reactionary content. In the sports world, a lot of our hot markets are reactionary content. When the championship's over, people can post the gear. They can't really post before it because if those images leak out, we get in trouble. But like for Clemson this past week ago Monday, we had an affiliate that we'd been prepping with him and working with him for the past year or so. He also had a Cubs site, so this guy is the luckiest man in the world that his two teams won.
Here I am with a Detroit site.
Yeah. But when the Cubs won, we helped him refine his strategy. We helped him figure out how to hit it. When it came around to the championship game between Clemson and Auburn, he was ready to go. We gave him some images ahead of time, and he said, we got it. And within like 3 days, the guy could buy a car with the commissions he earned on that. So there is a lot of revenue opportunities in a lot of these days. Obviously, you're not going to sell $80,000 worth of taco supplies or something like that. But
or can you?
Yeah.
But that sort of thing could be evergreen content that earns ongoing.
The next year, there's going to be another National Taco Day. Go in and refresh that content.
Exactly.
Even thinking like today, National Without a Scalpel Day. Kind of celebrating interventional radiology, angioplasties, things like that. If you were to take that content for your site, do about 5 minutes of research on Wikipedia. It doesn't need to be in depth. Write up a little history of the day. Talk about how the day affected you. Hey, my dad, he got saved by this surgery. He was able to have it. He was in and out of the hospital in 2 days, and now he's back. You got a great story to tell there. National Fig Newton Day. I know for me, my dad loved Fig Newtons when I was a kid. He loved eating them. He'd sit down and eat a whole pack of them at a time. And that's a vivid memory I have. I could take that tie it into other vivid memories I have of butchering day, when we kill our pig and cow and butcher it up, and tie that into my meat site that I have. So taking fig Newtons and tying it into steaks, it's kind of a stretch, but there's some logical progressions where you can use this content.
Girl Scout cookies and wine.
I feel like I've just learned a lot about Joe in this last 30 seconds. And if you get behind, if you do get behind it, but you're still interested, I think this is interesting because it says perhaps the most dangerous and fun fake holiday. So even the author of this one acknowledges that this National Margarita Day is a fake holiday, and yet they still wrote this article about it. You can always do some kind of roundup post. So this one is just where to get the margaritas. If you don't have the chance in advance to put together your content and you see a lot of other people that are promoting great stuff and you think, oh, I wish I could have done that. I had a lot of great ideas and everybody's talking about that. Just do a roundup post yourself. You see these a lot of times, like on Veterans Day, places that veterans can get free meals on Veterans Day. On National Donut Day, I saw people doing posts that were just links to all the different places that you can get the free donuts. And maybe it's about margaritas. You're just taking a post and you're writing all the best make your own margarita recipes, and you're compiling what you've seen everybody else who's putting out their own unique recipes. You're just compiling the top 5 of those into a post. So even if you get behind it and you don't want to generate your own unique content, take what everybody else is putting together, put together a roundup post, promote that roundup post, and people love to share those because then it's not just one margarita recipe that they're sharing, it's a list of the top 5 different margarita recipes that they're sharing. So social media tips. So you can see over on the left that National Pasta Day was trending, and that was sponsored by the Olive Garden. And on the right, my friend Ann Paris, she was tweeting about celebrating National Pasta Day. So she was using her social media for National Pasta Day, but then also promoting this content that obviously a friend of hers, or a fellow blogger, had written. And the only way that I knew that that blogger had actually written that content specifically for the holiday was that at the very, very bottom, you can see that it says Susan Williams in celebration of National Pasta Day as part of the meta on that post. So chances are she probably didn't go back in and change that later to add that. I think it was probably written because she knew National Pasta Day was coming up. And so we have the post at the bottom that was written on Midlife Boulevard, and then we have Ann sharing the post and using National Pasta Day. So you're getting that blogger is getting some traffic from it, and is getting a little bit of social interaction because she's using the hashtag as well. Remember when we talked about National Dog Day a little bit earlier? This was really smart in terms of a social media tip from this, I think, a television station. People love to share things about themselves. We are vain people. And for most of us, there are a couple of things that we like to share more than anything. Pictures of our animals and pictures of our cute children, until they get to be like maybe 4 or 5. I think that's when I stopped thinking they were so cute. But the dogs, they stayed cute forever. So by asking people to post pictures of their animals for National Dog Day, everybody, of course, starts commenting. And you know what happens on Facebook? The more people that are commenting on something and posting those pictures on there, the higher that this is rising. And so more and more people are seeing this post. So, for a television station, what did they get out of it? Well, they might have ended up getting more people that interacted with their page that day, more people that didn't even know about the page may have ended up liking the page, and just in general, then they would be able to go back in later and look at all those people that had shared and either try to get them to be fans of the page or comment back to them to start getting some engagement with them. So if you have something like that where you can work it in one of these national days and have a creative idea to get people to post something about themselves, like their favorite butchering their own animals day or whatever. If you have something you could get somebody to share, they're more likely to interact with your content.
And your mom will comment on it.
And this one, I don't know what National Men Make Dinner Day is, but I know I liked that picture. And I know that almost every one of my female friends liked that picture because I kept seeing it in my Facebook feed all day long that day. And the numbers over there, you can see, I think it's 127,000 shares, 133,000 comments. I mean, that is a total crap made up holiday. I don't even think it probably made it onto those calendar lists. I think somebody just took that picture and put that text on it. It probably wasn't even November 3rd by the time everybody was commenting on it anymore. And it didn't matter though, because in this case, it's all about the imagery. It had nothing to do with what the actual holiday was or what date it fell on or anything like that. It was nothing but the imagery. So obviously, imagery can be very important in these as well.
I cooked dinner that day.
Did your
right.
wife post your picture?
No, I don't think so. All right, National Coffee Day. So sometimes you have to dig for a connection, sometimes it's natural. For my website, it's a natural fit, National Coffee Day. That's an example of good preparatory work. So what I do every year is go through all of the coffee places that are going to give you a free coffee or a coffee deal, and I go and strip those embed codes from all of their social media posts that mention their offers, and then I just embed them into my blog post. And if that brick and mortar store also has an online deal, I have it right underneath. I build it with, I'm going to declare right now, FMTC is a partner of mine, so I use their pods product, and it keeps those offers relevant and new. It refreshes all the time, so I don't have to update it. So Dunkin' Donuts, they sell online as well, Starbucks, and there's a bunch of different online and offline coffee companies to represent it. You can see a little snapshot of my National Coffee Day, what happened on Google Analytics. So I had a little bit of a traffic bump on that day. So I didn't make anything special, but I got the largest collection of national coffee deals that were available out there. And over the last 5 years, that day has really caught on. Everybody wants free coffee. so I take advantage of that. And at the end of the post, I wrap it up with, if the merchant doesn't have a brick and mortar shop, then I have a list of online coffee deals, and obviously those are all monetized through the affiliate channel.
Is there any affiliate managers or OPMs in here? I know there's at least a couple. You guys need to be on top of this stuff with your affiliates. You need to be looking at the calendars weeks and months ahead of time and communicating these upcoming holidays to your affiliates. Affiliates, if you see something, like you see National Coffee Day and you're working with a coffee merchant and they don't know it's there, tell them about it. Tell them so they can maybe put together a special promo for you. They can get together graphics, they can get, if there's any special products they're doing on that day, any special promos that are running. Affiliate managers need to be on the ball here, and affiliates need to be asking their affiliate managers for these things. There's no thing as too much communication between a good affiliate and a good affiliate manager. I love it when people are writing me and asking me, hey, what do we have going for the upcoming game? Or when will the products be ready for this? Or when are the NBA Christmas jerseys coming out? Whatever. I love that. I love it as an affiliate. I have a site that talks all about meat. I love it when I get a message from my affiliate manager saying, hey, National Ribeye Day is coming up in 2 weeks. And we're having ribeyes 20% off. That gives me a heads up so I can go in and create content either, like I said, ahead of time or have it ready to go that day. So I'm not scrambling that day to do it. I have 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever to work on it. And also, as affiliate managers, these are perfect opportunities for recruiting. It's perfect opportunities to go out and find some social sites, find blogs, find different forums, whatever it may be, that could possibly talk about these days. And let them know, hey, National Yarn Bombing Day is coming up on June 11th, if you have a knitting site. I use knitting because my wife's a knitter. I talk about meat, so those are usually the two examples I gravitate towards. But telling them, hey, National Yarn Bombing Day is coming up on June 11th. This is something great. We have some new yarn that we're releasing for that. Can't wait. I know. I'm excited about that. But they're perfect opportunities to recruit. Whenever we have a championship game coming up, we hit the recruiting trail hard and find every site, every social property we can, talking about whatever teams are in the finals. And we almost always see a big lift in our affiliates. And these are affiliates that are going to be driving sales too. They aren't ones that are irrelevant or don't care about the product. With the sports ones, if we find a good I guess Pittsburgh
find
site
them, they're
now.
good, right?
I mean, we're going to be going hard after Pittsburgh. We're going to be going hard after Green Bay sites. We're going to be going hard after Atlanta sites for the next few weeks. And we're definitely going to pick up some great new affiliates. And they're going to be affiliates for years. It's not just this one event. They'll be selling jerseys next year. They'll be selling product for years to come. So use these special holidays as recruitment tools.
And I have just a few examples of things that I've personally received from affiliate managers. This one is from Pure Cosmetics, where it was a World Vegan Day. And so they created this coupon code vegan20. And by sending this out, number one, I probably didn't know that it was World Vegan Day. So by sending that to me, it was a nice heads up to tell me that it was something that I could market. And then second of all, having that coupon code that was tied into World Vegan Day made it easier for me to be able to promote that, because I can go to my Facebook page and people are going to see that I'm not just saying, oh, get 10% off somewhere because it's Vegan Day. I'm actually saying use coupon code vegan20 and you're going to be able to get 20% off at Pure Cosmetics. And it's a really good fit with the brand.
You could probably do like a butcher your own meat versus vegan day.
The throwdown. And this was another one from Carhartt that was a really good example. It was a hunting and fishing day. And so they created this coupon code for Hunt Fish 16 and sent that out. So again, this is not a holiday that I would have in any way known anything about. I don't butcher anything myself or hunt or anything like that. So this is not something I would have known about, but it is something that my members might have cared about and something at a minimum that I could have put into Twitter or on Facebook. And they tied it in with the coupon code. And then this one I'll just say is my mom. And I saw that she had been promoting National Coffee Day for the agency, the OPM agency that she works for. And by knowing that it was National Coffee Day, no, she was not going to pick up affiliates that day that were going to hurry up and get into the program and get those links out there really fast. But it was just another good reason to be able to promote that coffee program. And I think a lot of times affiliate managers get tired of having to use the same promotional methods over and over. How many different ways can you email an affiliate and try to get their attention? How many different ways, can you talk to them? But having this that is something that's trending, so it was more likely to show up in their Facebook stream that day, or a reason for them to read the email because they saw, yes, it was National Coffee Day. This gives you one more way to connect with them that they might be more likely to pay attention. I have too many of these are mine. So newsletters and emails. This is completely changing the topic now from everything we've been talking about. But we've talked a little bit about the content creation. We've talked about the social media. You can also be using these faux holidays in your newsletters and emails. And first and obviously the easiest way is to create an email specifically around that holiday. So like going back to Nate's examples, if he has a newsletter of all these people that are interested in coffee, of course he's going to create an email that is specifically about National Coffee Day. And whether it's sending them some affiliate links of where to buy it, or it's some kind of just fun survey to get them to come back to his website or whatever, he's going to put together a newsletter specifically for that holiday. And depending on your niche and how closely connected they are, you can decide whether it's worth doing that. But something else that you can do is you can link to old content in your newsletter. So if you're doing a newsletter that week, you can put in that newsletter, oh, by the way, don't forget that it's National Margarita Day, and here's a post that I wrote last year about National Margarita Day. So you're taking that content that you generated last year or the year or 5 years ago, and you're finding a way to repurpose that content by getting it back into your emails and your newsletters. And lastly, I've seen a couple great examples of people who have holiday sections in their newsletters. So at the bottom of every one of their newsletters, they have some kind of holiday. And this one is Hungry Girl, which I've subscribed to for years, great like dieting tips and recipes and hot products and things like that. And they have this section at the bottom called Chew on This. I open that newsletter every single day because I want to see what the chew on this is. Even if I just scroll through quickly what the recipes of the day or what the products are, every single day it is one of the only emails that I open because I always want to see what the chew on this at the bottom is. And the great thing about it is they could be promoting something new. If they had planned ahead, they created a new recipe or something like that, knowing that one of these days was coming up, they might have created something new. But for the most part, they're actually referring back to their old content most of the time. So they're taking whatever the day is, and they're going back through their recipe archives and referring back to that. So they're ending up getting a lot of new traffic to old content just by having this. And when your readers get used to seeing the same feature in your newsletters all the time, and it's a feature that they enjoy, you're going to get higher open rates because they're going to open just because they are used to seeing that and they want to see it.
Okay, so when you're creating your own holiday, you want to choose your niche. You can find those natural fits, and then on top of that, use creative ways to tie your presence with whatever holiday it is you want to promote. Research what is already there. So you see what holidays are there. You don't want to duplicate something that's already being done. So you go and, you know, develop a holiday. You know, I did see this one that was national, I think it was Give a Wine Club Day. I think that was.
Next slide.
Ah, man, damn it. Okay. You know, you plan ahead, you create the content. It has to be a campaign that's thought out. It's not something you're going to do for tomorrow. Well, tomorrow I'm going to make it National, you know, Drink 10 Coffees Day. You know, it's not going to catch on. So you have to plan out your content, create a hashtag, think this through from start to finish and how you want it to unfold, and have that content planned out before you get going. You can even do a press release like, never mind.
So as he was mentioning, the Give a Wine Club Day is something that Todd and Eric and I started last year, and it was, you know, seeing all these different faux holidays and trying to think of a way that we could come up with our own and what we would be able to get in return for that. So bouncing off of some of the things that he just mentioned, you know, we came up with our day, we came up with our hashtag, we reached out to some of our wine club merchants in advance, and we said, this is what we're doing, this is the day that we're doing it on, how would you like to be involved with us on this? And we ended up getting those merchants to promote us quite a bit on that day, because we made the day such that we weren't promoting any specific wine clubs. So it wasn't Give a Wine Club Day and we were talking about the California Wine Club in all of our posts. It was Give a Wine Club Day and we were saying, here are the reasons to give a wine club, here are different types of wine clubs you could give. So in doing so, it gave the merchants an incentive to promote that day, because they knew that the more traffic we got on that day, the more likely they were to get the traffic back from us. So we actually even had one OPM who took out a Facebook ad on that day, and they paid for it to promote us, just to help give us a little bit of a boost. And then the next year, so we had the press release, we got some great backlinks, we got some traffic, and then for the second year, which was just back this past December, we were able to take this and then give away a wine club ourselves this past year. So we took the idea, and for the week leading up to that National Give a Wine Club Day, we ran a contest on Facebook to increase the traffic to the page. Then on the day of National Give a Wine Club Day, we were able to announce the winner. So it gave us a whole week to promote the holiday leading up to it, and then hitting the holiday hard. And in choosing the date, it wasn't like we just randomly chose a date to have the National Give a Wine Club. We looked at all of our own statistics and tried to figure out when would be the best day that we thought that people would start paying attention to that kind of thing. So you have to be a little bit strategic in how you come up with the date that you want to use as well.
This is an example of a fake holiday we made up at Fanatics. We worked with the NFL Players Association and came up with National Jersey Day. We started in 2015. It's first Friday in November, and it encourages everybody to wear that jersey that day and post pictures, share pictures, use the hashtag National Jersey Day, and we get thousands of engagements on that. In the top corner there is Tyler Lockett, one of the Seahawks, wearing his jersey and pushing it out on Twitter. We had a number of athletes that did that. Tricia talked about how we like sharing pictures of our kids and dogs. Well, I shared a picture of my kid wearing his jersey on that day. And that hashtag is there. People see that. People can put links in that. It's a great marketing message for the brands that are making these holidays, and it's also a great opportunity for affiliates. If you have a site or your Facebook page, say, hey, post pictures of you in your jersey today, and whichever one's the best, we'll give a free jersey at the end of the day. You can get hundreds of engagements there, hundreds of people posting content, giving you content to use. I think we sent some jerseys to either Today Show or Good Morning America on this as well. So they were talking about it on their show. Most of us probably can't get that kind of exposure if we created our own holiday, but if you talk to your local news agency or find like the lifestyle reporter for your newspaper and say, hey, in a week, we have National Give a Wine Club Day coming up. Can we give you some content for an article? Some of them will pick it up, some of them won't. But it gives you an opportunity to get exposure for your brand and to build what you're doing. And everybody else is doing the work on it too.
Here's a really bad example of trying to create your own holiday. One day I got 2 emails in a row from Edible Arrangements that were Happy National Helping Moms Connect Day, which is the name of my website, and Happy National Tricia Meyer Day. Now I sure would love it if you were all celebrating National Tricia Meyer Day, but there is no such thing, and I wasn't stupid enough to believe there was such thing. Yes, we could celebrate it every day. Thank you. But it was more off-putting to me really than anything else, because it just seemed that to me just came off as like a cheesy marketing ploy. It wasn't really something that was tied to anything, anything that was bigger or important. So some of you might like that, but I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing about this slide is? We were going through our session, like, who's going to talk on this slide and that slide? And then, okay. And then we got to this one, it's like, oh, I just assumed you put, no, I didn't, none of us put this in there.
None of us know how it ended
So,
up in here.
National
It's cute, but
Take your flash to work day.
yeah. So if all else fails, just make up a fake one. All right. So we've talked about now all these different things that you can do with your content, your social media, your newsletters, as affiliate managers, OPMs, what you can do. It doesn't do any good if you're not making any money from it. None of you would be in this room if you didn't want to make money in some way from this. So one of the first things that I would suggest is to make sure that you're using sub-ID tracking. So this is a cheat sheet that I have on Tricia.me. And basically, if you're an affiliate and you are monetizing on some kind of faux day, you want to make sure that you're adding some kind of sub-ID to all of your links. So if it is vegan day and you're putting out some of those pure cosmetic links, you want to make sure that when you have your share a sell link at the end of that, you have #track equals vegan or something like that, just so that you know when you're putting these links out in different places, when you start seeing revenue coming in that day and even days in the future, you can tell if you made money because of those faux holiday efforts that you had that day. And every single network has some way that you can append these sub-IDs to be able to track these. And you can even do it by year. So you could say, vegan 17, so you know that you're doing it a certain day or a certain month or a certain year, however you want to code that with the date, so that in the next years, there are a lot of times where I go in and I see that I got a commission for something and I have absolutely no idea how I earned it. I don't know if it was because I did something this year or last year, but by using the sub-IDs, you can better track that.
One thing I started doing this past year is using Google Campaign URL Builder. It's UTM tracking. You put the link that you want, so sub-IDs track your sales for your affiliate links. This tracks the effectiveness of the links that you're using that point to your own site. So you put different campaign names in depending on where you're placing these links, and you can see in your Google Analytics reporting where this traffic's coming from. And if you have conversion goals set up, you can trace that all the way through the process. Over the past few years, you've noticed that Google Analytics reporting has become a lot more generic. You used to be able to click on source and you'd get this giant list of all these different websites where all your traffic was coming from, and now it's like 80% of it comes from direct none. There's not a lot of great information there. But if you use these UTM parameters, you get around that because you're using specific URL structures for where you're placing these links, either in social posts or, if you're posting on, somebody else is posting a link for you, you get them to link to you, use those parameters so you can trace that.
Obviously, you need to find the deals because not every affiliate manager is going to email those directly to you. So if you come up with a day, whether it's one that you have created yourself or it's one that you have found that you're planning for the future or it's something you're just seeing today, every network offers some kind of tool that you can go in and search through. I just happen to use the FMTC Publisher Toolkit because it pulls all the different networks together, and I use so many different networks and so many different merchants. So for me, that's the fastest way to do it. If you only work with share a sale merchants, you only work with CJ merchants, you could go in and use their specific search tools as well. But so you can see at the top, you go in and you find out that it's free shipping day. You go into your chosen tool and just search for free shipping. If it was vegan day, you go in and just search for the word vegan and see what comes back. So it's really easy using the technology within the networks or using the Publisher Toolkit to make sure that whatever it is that you're marketing, you're getting as close to that marketing as possible. You're not just saying, it's hunting fishing day, so go buy something at Carhartt. You're saying very specifically, it's hunting fishing day, and we're having the specific sale tied to that at Carhartt.
All right. So the example on that last slide was free shipping day. So how can you apply free shipping day to your niche? Well, obviously, merchants that are running free shipping offers is a perfect fit. Say you have a pet blog. When I came home from Affiliate Summit East, I unpacked, and my family was camping, so I left my suitcase, I took all the clothes out of it, thank goodness, and I left my suitcase open on the floor. And we have 2 cats, and apparently my cats are vindictive. I don't know if yours are this way. But when I got home from when we were camping, I met my family, came back home. Cats like to pee in my suitcase. That's brand new. So I got really angry at this cat and brought it to the vet. And the vet said that it's probably depressed and acting out. It has anxiety issues. I'm like, well, give me some Zoloft. But no, their recommendation was this pheromone plug-in thing. So you get these plug-ins, and they recommend a variety of things that I didn't even know existed. So if you have a pet blog, you tie this in, you go into, the way I found this, I went into Publisher Toolkit, I searched through the free shipping offers, niched it down by category to pets, found this merchant, and they were having a free shipping day. And so I go on their website, and I'm like, I wonder if they have these anxiety things for my cat that the vet recommended. And they have them all in one package. The problem was that if I take a link from their homepage, my affiliate link that points to their homepage, it took me 7 clicks to get to this product before I could get to the place where I click Add to Cart. That's not very effective for your conversions. You can't expect your website visitors to, have that much dedication to want to support your website so badly that they have to go look for everything. You got to help them out. So Publisher Toolkit has a deep link builder. It's a bookmarklet. When you're on the merchant site, you just click build a deep link, and it kicks out whatever network it's on. And if you're not in the program, you can just grab your skim links link while you're applying. So if this is something like free shipping days tomorrow, well, you're probably not going to get approved unless they have auto approval. You're probably not going to get approved in the next hour while you're writing this content. So you can grab your skim links link for now and at least monetize it in some manner.
If none of this makes sense to you, you just want to give up the affiliate marketing business, you can land a new job on World Hiring Day. They call it. Hundreds of companies are hiring that day. So, but hopefully you got something out here, and we would love to hear any questions that you might have about any of this. All right.
Hello.
While he's backing up, there's all of our contact information if any of you want to contact us after today.
Hi, Tracy, Nathan Joe. So, what is the fastest way to get a real-time notification when a trending day holiday shows up into your inbox?
So what's the fastest way to get to what?
So like have one of those, I guess you'd want like a daily email of when things are.
So one of the things I do is I create a Google agent that searches for a keyword in real time, and then it goes to my inbox. What's the equivalent for the hashtag day trending? So it picks up, and then you get it to your inbox within the hour.
That'd be great information. You should build that. By the way, you have an excellent podcasting voice. If you're not podcasting right now, you should probably do that.
I've done lots of college stuff, cartoon stuff. But anyway,
no, I'm just all manual
if there's
stuff,
a way to get that within the hour.
Yeah.
A hashtag scrubber.
I'm sure there is. I'm not a technical guy or programmer, so I'm like in the trenches, man.
All right.
And I think this is part of where it pays to look at these calendars a few days ahead of time, a few weeks ahead of time, so you know what's coming. So you know, okay, in 3 weeks it's going to be National Ribeye Day. That's going to be trending on Twitter. I know the hashtag there.
You can also outsource something. If you want that, I want this to show up for these specific things. I mean, I'm not a programmer, but I'm sure I can find somebody that can build me what I want if I know what I want specifically, instead of, if I'm spending a half hour a day looking through hey, what's coming up, then yeah,
To me, it seems like
automated.
if it doesn't come up automatically for me on Facebook or Twitter, it's not worth me dealing with it. If it's not something that I've already put together my plan in advance for, because I know that it's something really solid that I want to create something big around, if it's not something that's already trending and that I see it like that, then it's not worth putting any more time into. So I've just never taken any steps to go further than that.
I would guess there'd be a way to use something like Zapier to do a search or go to a site and have that automatically email you as well. There's probably some formulas in there that could get it done.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
When you were talking about National Buy a Wine Club Day, you were saying that you did some research to decide what day would be the best day. Can you elaborate on that and just give us more kind of what are the factors that you were looking at and what
Absolutely.
helped you decide what day?
So trying to figure out what day we wanted to be our National Wine Club Day. First, we looked through that wine club, the wine calendar that we'd already put together. So we kind of looked through to see what other days were already spaced out across the different months. We knew we wanted to do it during the holiday shopping season just because we knew that's when we had the best chance of getting sales from it, not just the backlinks. And we could have done it another time of year if our main priority was just getting the backlinks and the general traffic, but we really wanted to focus on the revenue for that particular one. So then we also went in and we looked at our past years of sales to determine when we saw spikes in the shopping. And if you don't have access to that, if perhaps it's your first year or you don't have enough data, you could easily go to a merchant, and most merchants or OPMs would be happy to tell you that. If you say, we want to create a day for this particular product, this particular thing, can you let us know when you tend to see spikes in the sales? And most of them will be happy to give you that information.
And for that wine club day, it's too late to buy something to have it order and come in. Even Amazon Prime is not going to get it to you in time. So it's kind of like one of those gifts. Like, I want to have something thoughtful, but I don't have time. So I buy this wine club online. It's done deal.
Great. Any other questions? Let's see if we have. We just wowed you with so much information. You're still processing it all, right? All right.
All right. If you have any questions you want to ask us, you want to come talk to us, we'll be up here.
We can stay a few minutes after, but they did want us to remind you that the keynote will be starting after as well, and that they want to make sure that everybody knows not to spend too much time in these sessions, to make sure that you get there for that.
And also, I don't know if you guys know that it's National Rate Your Speaker 10 out of 10 day.
Oh,
So-
I did hear something like that. So yes, please do fill out the forms, because Affiliate Summit does take those and really uses that information and gives that feedback to us as well. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming.